Minimum wage jobs. So, if you've ever worked a minimum wage job, you'd understand the amount of pain it is working one. And if you haven't, great, I've got a job application cooked up right for you. Get your ass to Indeed.com right now. I'm kidding. You're actually lucky you haven't, cause working one changes a person. It scars them, cause trust me, I know. I've worked my fair share of minimum wage jobs. I've worked as a smoothie barista, busser, cashier, daycare volunteer, so I'm pretty qualified to speak on this topic. So today, I'll be talking about how awful these minimum wage jobs are, and I'll provide some tips to help those who already have one. Alright, first let's talk about the qualifications for minimum wage jobs. So everyone goes through this thought process at one point in their lives. So you have zero work experience and you're just chilling in bed watching TikTok, and all of a sudden a thought pops into your head. Man, I'm broke as shit. I ain't got no money in my bank account, and I can't keep letting my homies spot me for food always. How am I supposed to own a sweet mansion with 16 different Lambos that come with the finest shorties in the game? Well shit, I need to get myself a job. Okay, so you head on over to Indeed and start scrolling through the job listings, but you realize a lot of these jobs require at least a bachelor's degree or some sort of experience. Like bro, I was 16 years old at the time. How am I supposed to have a bachelor's degree already? Was I supposed to speedrun school or something? And bro, I didn't have any prior work experience at all other than volunteering. But the shit that I did barely counts. So how am I supposed to get work experience if I haven't had a job to get experience? Like, just hire me, man. Worst case scenario is I head over to the sweatshop to gain some work experience. Like, why am I required this long list of requirements just to get paid $15 an hour bagging groceries? And speaking about the pay, bro, $15 an hour is a highway robbery. Like, hold up, let me see 15 Canadian dollars to US dollars conversion rate. Okay, I'm getting paid $10.92 US dollars by the hour. Like bro, I'm out here getting scammed. Like, you know what they say, you only live once, and I'm out here giving 1 hour of my precious time on this planet for a measly $15. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like a fair trade to me. Especially with that whole inflation thing going on, yeah, you're gonna be making pennies eventually. Like when I was working, I always didn't want to buy lunch because I would always be thinking, damn, I'm about to spend 1 hour of pay for a burger and fries. Shit. Like, I'm out here to make money, not spend it, you know? No feeling at work is better than receiving that nice $700 check for $40 of your life. And don't get it twisted, employers can raise your hourly wage, but this exists. So yeah, good luck on that. Now let's talk about the types of jobs you should expect to get. Now, there are multiple part-time jobs that students can get, but the most common ones I like to group into the starter jobs category. And those three jobs being a cashier, a busser, and a camp counselor. Now, each of them has their own pros and cons that come with the job, and I'll just run through them and provide a quick description of the job. Cashier. So as a cashier, you're going to be checking out customers, scanning items, dealing with transactions, managing the POS system, bagging groceries, all while giving good customer service. So yeah, don't completely fail math class. And during your downtime, you'll most likely have to help your coworkers with other stuff, so that's not all you're gonna be doing. As a cashier, the pros are you'll make more money, you'll probably get like a 10 to 20% discount on items, and the cons are you'll be scheduled to work more hours, you'll sacrifice the cost of your sanity and the slow development of back pain for standing in the same spot for hours, and you'll have to deal with rude customers pretty often. Now for a busser. So your job as a busser is to get the food in the kitchen out to the tables and clear tables of dirty plates and shit. So you gotta memorize the layout of the restaurant and the table numbers, or you're gonna look like a dumbass wondering where the right table is. And like a cashier, this isn't the only thing you're gonna be doing. You'll probably be doing a lot of prepping for side dishes, cleaning, and other side missions that your manager forces you to do. As a busser, the pros are extra money from tips, the chefs make you free food, you get to increase your step count, this is good for those who don't touch grass, and the cons are high stress environment, rude customers, heavy lifting, multitasking, 24/7 walking, exhaustion, usually understaffed so you'll be doing more work, busy hours are fucked, and your manager will exploit you. Now, I'll let you decide if this is a good job. I gotta get out of here! And finally, for a camp counselor, your main job is to just watch over children and make sure they don't do stupid stuff and get hurt. But don't be fooled, cause you might be like, wow, I just go on field trips to the zoo and chill with kids all day? That sounds easy. Well, not really, cause a lot of these kids are the most evil, annoying, and troublemaking gremlins on earth. especially because kids nowadays are growing up watching these dudes. And TikTok, it's even more doomed. Be prepared to be supervising all these TikTok gremlin fiends screaming out every TikTok reference there is.
Yo, is that Ohio? It's gotta be Ohio. Bro thinks he's Speed. I'm the biggest bird. I'm the biggest bird.
As a camp counselor, the pros are field trips, you'll be touching grass more, you become a role model, and you won't have to deal with customers. Now the cons are, you'll be dealing with annoying ass kids instead. You'll be in scorching weather a lot, and it's mentally and physically exhausting. Now that we've been over the 3 starter jobs, let's now talk about what you'll be encountering on the job. Customers. Now for the most part while on the job, you'll have regular nice people walking in and they'll just be doing their thing like a regular person. But sometimes you'll have to interact with rude customers and they'll just ruin your day just by speaking to you. Like this one time I was working at this restaurant and serving these 2 ladies and they called me over and complained about a part of the food being uncooked. So you know, I took it back to the chef and he said it was cooked and that they were tripping. So then I took back the food to the 2 ladies and said that the chef said that it was fine and gave it back to them. But then after that, every time I walked past their table, they kept talking to each other about how the food was terrible every time I walked by. Like bruh, I wasn't even the one that cooked it. I just bring the food over. Like I knew what these Karens were doing. I swear these Karens were trying to do the cliche, oh where's your manager tactic to get free food. Like bro, they need to patch that strategy because it's bullshit. People out here are just trying to get a free meal for being an asshole. And bro, this isn't even a customer, but sometimes expect some crackheads to head in the store and just be prepared for the worst because you don't know what these people are gonna do. They're unpredictable. Like one time I was working at the restaurant and this crackhead walked in, right? And then he proceeded to lay on the floor blocking people from entering and exiting the restaurant. And bro was just sleeping on the floor like it was his own house. And everyone in the restaurant was just looking at him. But eventually my boss called the police and got his ass out of there. But that story is pretty tame compared to the story that I'm about to tell you right now. So my coworker told me this story. So one time a crackhead walked in and took a fat shit on one of the chairs and left. And my coworker had to take the chair and just throw it away in the dumpster at the back. Yeah, so just be wary of these people, cause I don't think anyone wants a doo-doo chair. Now let's talk about coworkers. Now coworkers are the most important thing when it comes to working a job, cause they're the only people you'll be able to talk to normally, and they're like your coping mechanism to help you get through your shift. Now you can have great coworkers who do their job correctly, or you'll get unlucky and be stuck with a slacker that will make you do more work than needed to make up for their lack of work. But other than that, become friends with your coworkers, cause it's hard to get by on a shift without talking to someone, and talking to someone will help you make your shift more bearable. Now let's talk about managers. Now managers, man, they can either be the chillest person in the world or the bitchiest person ever created. There's no in between. You either got Mordecai and Rigby or Benson. Most of the time, you're gonna get a Benson, and you know, be prepared to get bossed around a lot. You know, since they're in that higher position of power, they can just boss you around and make you do all the dirty work while they sit back, which is so infuriating cause now you're busting your ass off 2 times more for the same amount of pay. And some managers like to mess around with your paycheck and change a few numbers here and there or take money off your tips. And bro, managers that do this go to a special place in hell. Now let's talk about the boss. Don't fuck with him. Just work at 100% efficiency when you see him like everyone else does, so he doesn't suspect that you're a slacker. Now let's talk about tips and tricks. So you want some tips and tricks, eh? Well, here's tip number 1.
Quit. I know you've been thinking about quitting, bro. Might as well commit to it. I know you want free from the shackles.
Tip number 2.
Borrow. Bro, just start borrowing things. Pretend your workplace is a library and borrow things that you want to borrow. Hey, you see that carton of eggs there? Take it.
But I don't need eggs. I have them at home.
I don't care. Take it. Take it now.
Okay, well, hope this helps people who haven't gotten a job to know what to expect when they get one. If you made it this far in the video, you're a real one. Comment the keyword. Anyways, I'm out.